A Phoenix church pastor is out of ICE custody after more than 5 months behind bars. His ordeal is putting a spotlight on the costs versus the benefits of immigration enforcement operations happening across the valley.
As Joe Dana explains, he was imprisoned even though he had legal permission to be in the U.S.
The story of Francisco Lopez is playing out over and over across the U.S. right now, and it's one reason Democrats are threatening to block funding for Homeland Security.
Was horrible. I never been in jail.
Before his arrest, Francisco Lopez thought he was right with the law. Though he came here illegally in 1999, worked as a mechanic and assistant pastor, then founded his own brick-and-mortar church in 2017. In 2024, he applied for asylum and obtained a work permit. Then came August 2025. He was pulled over by ICE. Francisco showed his driver's license and federal work permit that is good through 2030.
Show the work permit. And he says, this is work permit, is valid for work in U.S., but not for be legal at U.S.
Were you confused?
Yeah, I was confused. So you guys gave it to me. So what do you mean?
Federal agents sent Francisco to Eloy, where he alleges tough conditions. His drinking water was usually just a bathroom sink. He lacked medical care for spider bite infections, showing us a scar similar to what another Eloy detainee complained about to us last month.
You showed me the wound.
Yeah.
Those were similar to someone else we talked to a couple of weeks ago.
From my back, almost all my back. And when I asked for help, the doctor saw me 3 days later.
3 days later, they gave you help?
Yeah, and they gave me some antibiotic and it didn't work. I just told my wife, I told my kid, I felt I was going to die.
Finally, in January, a judge ruled Francisco should not have been detained. But it's happening everywhere. A new analysis shows hundreds of judges across the U.S. have ruled 4,400 rulings of unlawful detainments by ICE since October.
It's a waste of taxpayers' money and it's a waste of resources.
Immigration attorney Cherie Wright asks, what is it all for? Based on daily averages, Francisco's detainment cost taxpayers more than $23,000. He's back in the same position he was 5 months ago.
This guy is very well involved in the church and well known in his community and a good family man, and they're focused on him, and he's not a criminal.
Last week, ICE leadership defended their decisions to Congress.
You won't see ICE agents rolling through the parking lots and just snatching someone up. ICE does intelligence-driven, targeted enforcement operations.
CBP has spent the last year rebuilding what was an intentionally broken border.
Many Americans say, when you came in 1999, sin documentos, without documents, you are suffering the consequences now for that decision.
Yeah, but it's a civil penalty or something, a civil, not a criminal. I'm not, it depends. I know if somebody says you are a criminal, I respect his point. Que los hechos hablen.
He says actions speak louder than words. There are other costs for detainment. Francisco could not care for the American-born foster teen that he and his wife have state-authorized guardianship to raise. The boy's mother died when he was 1. They've cared for him on and off since. Francisco's ability to make a living now is also more complicated.
Yes, they took his employment authorization card, they took his driver's license, and these are all valid. Because once you get into removal proceedings, he still has his proceedings pending. And so they hold on to all your documentation until the end, until it's finalized and they make a decision.
Because I asked him to the ICE guy what I should to do, and somebody pulled me over again, and I said, don't break the law. And they won't pull you over. I said, I didn't break the law and they pulled me over.
Lopez is now in a hold status. His attorney says the backlog is so long, he may not have his next hearing for 3 to 4 years. Joe Dana, 12 News.
All right, Joe, thank you.